what it means to be an American. America is freedom, and freedom is special and rare.
We, the people of this great nation.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
We, the people of this great nation.
Good morning, my fellow Americans. Today has been an interesting day, to say the least. Apparently, we have a congressman. I'm not even going to waste my time trying to figure out what his name is. I forgot what his name is. I think it's Tillman or something along those lines. He's a New Orleans congressman, and apparently he's come up with this idea of creating a PAC to kill the America First agenda, and he literally says that he wants to end this Trump cult type Republican Party. Reality check, my friend. The Republican Party is a Trump party. That is, we literally elected Donald J. Trump as president of the United States because of people like you. Because of politicians like you, we went with an outsider. So for you to think that you're going to bring in, yes, there's a lot of Republicans, George Bush Republicans, that are saying that they're leaving the Republican Party. They're registering independent. By all means, get out. We don't want you. It's not like you were doing anything to serve us anyways. You weren't serving the American people. You were serving your own pockets. See, this is a problem. Donald Trump understood the American people. He understood us. He wanted to help us. Whereas these other politicians wanted to give us a facade or a vision of them making us believe that they wanted to help us. See, it's very interesting how it works. You know, you could see the connections here with the deep swamp creatures. Like Mitch McConnell's defending Liz Cheney, but Mitch McConnell didn't have the balls to vote saying that the impeachment is constitutional. See, he didn't have the balls to do that because he saw the backlash. See, he knew that this would cost the Republican Party possibly members in 2022. They need Trump. They utilize Trump. See, this is what these swamp creatures did. They used Donald J. Trump to get their agenda across, and meanwhile putting up with him, basically, while he was trying to actually do better for the American people, and succeeded in doing so. We are weaker now than ever in the world platform. We are weaker. As we could see, Dr. Q said big things would be happening. Burma, I would say, is a pretty big deal. Burma seems to be under military, exactly what we said that would happen here. Well, what Dr. Q said would happen here is happening in Burma. They found out that the entire government is corrupt, and now military took control. It's pretty interesting. I'm just saying, Susan Collins went and met with Joe Biden, and then she had a package, to half of the money, and we had a good conversation. Everything was great. Susan Collins, you're not a Republican. You never were. You're a Democrat. You live in a Democratic fucking state, for God's sakes. We've never thought you were a Republican. That's why you decided not to even vote for the Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett, because you were thinking about yourself and you were worried about the race that you had ahead of your election, because you were only thinking about yourself, not the American people, or not what is in the best interest of the American people. Every single one of you are swamp creatures. I will call you all out. Mitch McConnell, you're the biggest swamp creature. You're the head swamp creature, and you keep flip-flopping, and we all see it. No one likes you anymore. That's it. There was a point when we saw you were with Trump. We thought you were with Trump. We now see that you're not with Trump. And when you're not with Trump, Americans feel like you're not with them. That is the problem, and that is the reality. America right now feels abandoned by all these Republicans. Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, Devin Nunes, all you guys, Senator McCarthy, all you guys got to keep fighting the good fight, because right now Americans are very happy with what you're doing for us. That is why you gained 15 seats in the House, because Americans don't believe anymore in this put others ahead of American people. We believe now in the America First agenda. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a racist remark. It's not a bad thing to want what's best for your own country, to want your country for the first time to be put first instead of foreign countries. We talk about all this debt that we're getting into. We talk about, oh my God, they struggle so much to release stimulus to the American people, yet we're willing to give millions and billions of dollars to other countries to help them rebuild other countries. The irony, they're using our taxpayer dollars, may I add. Nothing in life comes free. We're going to get taxed on the majority of this stuff. Anybody who's getting that unemployment benefit, the DEO, you're getting taxed on it. They 1099 your ass. So we're not getting anything for free. Let's make it clear here. Nothing the government has given us is free. They're not giving us freebies. They're not doing us any favors. They're simply giving us back money that we've paid in taxes, and then they're taxing us again on that same money that they gave us. That is what they are doing. Okay, so that being said, I am for whatever Dr. Q has to say at this point in time, because I am so sick and tired of just logging into Facebook and seeing people attack Donald Trump. And my simple response is, why aren't you attacking Joe Biden? That's it. Trump's not in office anymore. Like, your only defense is to attack Trump? Are you guys that obsessed that you guys are just going to focus on Trump for another 4 years? You guys don't want to talk about Joe Biden? He's president now. So what do you guys got to complain about now? You guys continue to complain. You know why? Because they have nothing that they can actually state that Joe Biden has done to better this country as a country. Everything has been based on bullshit identity politics and race. And I'll call it for what I see. I don't give a fuck about transgender rights when it affects women's rights. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to keep it 100. I don't think women that identify as men should be playing in sports with women. I don't care. Hate me if you want. I don't care. It is a fact. They created women's sports because women could not compete with men. That is why they created a women's sport. So now, to not hurt transgender feelings, we're going to go ahead and let men that identify as women play in women's sports. Pretty much doing the exact same thing we created women's sports to avoid. Again, we are living in the twilight zone. I am not surprised if anything at this point, Dr. Q says, is true. Because this is a joke. America is a joke right now. We have, they fired an African American, a very well qualified African American Surgeon General to replace him based on identity politics only for a transgender. We are the laughing stock of the world, people. We are. This is not what America was built on. If our founding fathers were around right now, boy, this would be a completely different ball game. If JFK was around right now, he'd be considered a hard right-winger. Okay? This country's falling apart, and the left is loving it. The left is going to continue to find ways to gain power. And Joe Biden's going to continue playing this. He's working partisan, and then you got the Susan Collins that are there trying to make it look. These are the same people that never wanted to engage with Trump. Let's not forget that. Trump always was willing to always work with the other side. They just refused to work with him. They just hated him. And apparently when they saw Trump, they saw the image of America. That is what I think. I honestly, sincerely think this. When Nancy Pelosi looked at Trump, she may have looked at him in a different time period as maybe an elite, but as she started seeing the things that he was doing for America, she started looking at him like other Americans. And I think that bothered her. Let's not forget, in 1994, Hillary Clinton actually said this. I may be killing it, but quote, this was a quote given by Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump would be one of the greatest presidents because he would not be compromised and could not be bought. She said this. This came straight out of her mouth. Okay, if not, debunk me. Prove me wrong. Okay? Meanwhile, we have Andrew Cuomo, had 9 people. Nobody's talking about this on the left. He had 9 people that quit on his health team after they found out what happened in the nursing homes. And I mean, this is ridiculous. America first, but Joe Biden wants to send vaccines to Guantanamo Bay, to Gitmo. Kind of weird, right? Kind of weird. Are you guys sensing this now? Stimulus packages, more money goes to Central America, more money goes to Europe. You know why? Because it all funnels back and it all ends up back in the same hands. In these dirty, swampy, disgusting politicians. We got a few good ones. I'm not going to lie. We do have a lot of them in the House. In the Senate, I think we have a few good ones too. Rand Paul, Ted Cruz. We have Josh Hawley. We have a few good ones. But the majority of these people, we got a clean house. And furthermore, to end this conversation about the whole Patriot Party, Donald Trump has no intent of creating this Patriot Party. Everybody keeps saying that he's creating he's not. Donald Trump knows there's too much history behind the Republican Party. He will let them expose themselves for the rhinos that they are. And what he's going to do is he's going to single-handedly reconstruct the entire Republican Party. He is going to make the Republican Party what it originally was supposed to stand for. The American people, the working class. And that is exactly what he's done. He's brought in more African Americans. He brought in more unions. He brought in more of the working class. And he will continue to do so throughout 2022 for the House. And he's going to start vetting people. And those that crossed him, he's going to primary these people. He's going to make sure they get kicked out of office. He's going to make sure he takes these people that are not in America's best interest out of office. Now, with further ado, or no more, I guess, Dr. Q is here with us. Since you guys ask so much about him, I can't get rid of this guy. It's Q.
Dr. Q.
So what's up, Q? How are you, buddy? How's your day been?
Absolutely phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Lots of snow in Philly. Lots of snow in Philly, and sleet. Sucks. So it's all good.
Well, Philly sucks in
Coming
general.
to Florida soon.
Okay. Okay. So I got
anyway.
something for you. Okay.
Yeah.
This is from a listener. I'm not going to mention names.
Why? Give me a first name. What the hell?
Well, okay.
I don't think it matters.
Christy.
First name.
Christy. I'm going to tell you. Christy. Okay. So
girl?
she has a message.
Okay.
She has a family. Yes. Apparently she is a female. Yes. Just listen to your latest podcast. You almost lost me when aliens came into convo. LOL. I definitely don't believe that. My question is, as a Christian, I believe in the mark of the beast, one world government, end times. So I feel America has to get worse, not better. Who best to help with one world government than the communist, socialist, liberals? I was actually shocked Trump won last time. Figured Hillary would bring the world to end. So I would love to hear yours and Dr. Q's thoughts on the subject. I know the conspiracy theories believe conservative Republicans about to take over America, but I'm not so sure. That's a different take. What do you think, Q?
Want me to go or you?
You go for it. Hit it.
All right. So, number one, if Joe Biden stays in the office, the NWO, New World Order, will come about. Okay? The World Banks, as of right now, are changing everything for the Great Reset, and that's in regards to all the money you're making. They're trying to make everything digital. That's why they're trying to push the whole Bitcoin thing and all the digital currencies, because they want to control our money. So there's no more cash. You're not going to have anything that has to do with, any kind of cash and any kind of loose money, anything. Okay, they're going to have control over everything you do. So that means that once they have control to everything, where you food, where you shop, where you go any times, and they're going to control how much money you make. If they feel like you shouldn't be making a certain amount of money, they'll cut you off. That's the way it is. But the good news here is we don't have to worry about that, because Donald Trump has it all set and ready. That's why we're bringing in the Sarah Jacera, which is the new system, the new money system. Like I said, you have to look into it. It's called Sarah Jacera. Okay, it's the most phenomenal system we're supposed to have since before 1871, when we got into this illegal corporate constitution. So corporate constitution of corporation. So like I said, Donald Trump and his team have figured everything out with the situation, taken down the world banks. We already took down the Rothschilds. That's the big honchos of everything. Okay, the Vatican took them down. I mean, it's all coming together, and just keep your head up, have faith in God, and that's all you have to do. Everything's going to happen. I have no doubt about it at all. What he's doing right now is letting Joe Biden make a fool out of himself. Okay, he's basically a clown. So anything that he tries to do, nothing's going to go through. Okay, he can write as many executive orders he wants. Doesn't matter. It's going to be completely irrelevant. So I just want you to have faith and just do not worry about that.
Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Do you feel homeless in today's American political world? Not really into either candidate or party? Well, guess what? You're not alone. Join me and others just like you across this great country for a discussion of politics from a viewpoint that you can't find in today's media. The Middle. I'm your host, Brian Grozier, and I invite you to join in on the discussion by downloading and listening to the Middle American Podcast.
Okay, now I'm going to answer from my side. Now, I consider myself a Catholic. I believe in God. I was raised a Catholic. As in end of days, I've always thought about this. This has always crossed my mind. I've never looked at it. I've never looked at it in depth, Christy, like you have, like the mark of the beast and all that stuff. What I've always thought of when I think of the end of days, and when I think of something happening, I think of more along the lines of we have someone in office that creates a conflict where the world goes at war. And that would be the end of days, because we no longer fight anymore with troops on the ground. Most of our fights are done now through missiles and missile systems and drones. And right now, with the conflict, I would have been able to see end of days during the Trump presidency as well. I mean, just with all the conflicts we had in the Middle East between Iran, then you go and you think of North Korea, then you think of Russia, how many missiles they have, and then you think of the war we have with China. We have a lot of enemies. So do I believe at one point there will be an end of days? There's a possibility. We have a lot of people that dislike us, and we have a lot of people that want to dismantle the beautiful country we live in, and on our values, our core values in this country. Again, I'm not so much into it like Q is when it comes to thinking that Trump is the guy that came here to save the day. And I don't think so much as in Biden is here as the devil or anything like that. I think that it's going to be something that's going to be inevitable. I think it's going to be one bad character, and it's going to be certain events that are going to trigger that to happen if it was to ever happen. Because it's a very strong possibility. We can go to war with any country with nuclear weapons, and the world as we know it is over. And that's it. I mean, there's nothing else to it. And times are really weird right now. And we're looking at everything that's happening. Viruses being spread. I think the virus was actually spread intentionally, in my opinion. And I mean, it's just all we could do right now is have faith in God and believe that He has a plan for us, for all of us. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and pose as if I'm the most religious person, but I can tell you that the time that I knew for a fact that I felt it in my heart that God existed, I always had faith, but I always had doubt. The day that I believed that God really existed was the day that my wife gave birth to my first son. The reason I say that is I was there in the room when everything was happening, and when I looked at my baby for the first time, I knew that this was a miracle. I knew this could not have been done just by me and my wife, that there was something more to it. I had brought life into this world. I brought a creation, such a beautiful blessing, and I just felt this overwhelming sensation in my body of happiness that nothing else in this world mattered but that baby and my wife. And that's when I really had a strong awakening with God, along with a lot of difficult times that I've had. And I'll tell you a small story, a short story that a lot of people don't really know. I used to take medication. Well, I still do, but I used to take medication called clonazepam. It's a diazepine. It's a benzodiazepine. It's a very addictive pill, but I wouldn't take it over. I mean, it was prescribed to me, but I had anxiety disorder. Still do, but it was a lot stronger back then. So, as a lot of my audience knows, I did serve some federal prison time for real estate fraud that I had done in my early 20s, and they waited years later when I was already almost in my 30s to indict me. And I remember that in prison they cut me off cold turkey. And if you look into benzodiazepines is a drug that can kill you if you're going through withdrawals, especially if they do it cold turkey. Alcohol and benzodiazepines are probably the worst withdrawals you can go through and the only withdrawals you can die from. And when I was in federal prison, I went through the withdrawals when I was sent to the hole, to the special housing unit, which means you see 1 hour of daylight and you're stuck in a small little cell, probably the size of a bathroom or a walk-in closet, and you're there pretty much for 23 hours of the day. And I did that for 36 days while going through withdrawals. I used to spend the night. Of course, I would cry. Nobody would listen because I had another cellmate in there. So I had to cry in my pillow, and I was in so much pain and so much excruciating pain. And I was begging God to kill me. I kid you not. And I'm a hypochondriac. So I'm scared of dying. And I was actually begging God, give me a heart attack. Give me something. Please kill me. I cannot take this pain anymore. I'm away from my son. I'm suffering. Just kill me. Please just kill me. And I did this for about a week. I mean, I remember the doctor walking in there telling me, you look pretty bad. I had lost 15 pounds. I was begging God to kill me. And then I had a visitation from my wife and my kids. And I remember that I went and I saw them. I was holding my tears back because I didn't want my wife or my mother was crying. My stepdad was crying. And my wife and my son, I remember him looking at me. He didn't recognize me. And it killed me inside because I was thinking to myself, oh my God, my son already doesn't recognize me and it's only been 3 months. To make a long story short, I remember that after I had hugged them, kissed them, and I knew that they were all safe, I remember as the guard was taking me back, I remember looking at the guard and telling him, you know what? I don't give a fuck what you guys do to me. You guys can leave me in the hole for the rest of my sentence. I'm happy because I know my family's okay. So faith can get you through the biggest times, the worst times in your life. And I experienced very difficult times in my life. I experienced a lot of difficult times in my life. And I believe God was looking over me during that period of time. And I think that God had another plan for me, and he had a purpose for me. And that is a true story. And that is why I have so much faith in God in my own way. I don't practice it as much as people do. I do pray, but I never ask. I never ask God for anything. I only thank him for what he's given me. I just feel it would be hypocritical for me to just, when I randomly pray, to ask God for something, I just thank him for what he's given me, even if I'm in the worst situation in my life. That goes to your question. I hope that gave you a little insight of what I think about it and what Dr. Q thinks. So we have another
question.
Not
finished, if you don't mind.
Oh my God, we had another question from somebody else. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Q.
So when I think about the devil and I think about, Satan and God, I think that God definitely exists. Satan, devil, whatever you call it. I'm a Catholic, okay? I'm a practicing Catholic. I don't go to church every day, but, I pray to God every day. I talk to God. I just talk to him all day, when I'm driving, whatever. Hi, God, I just wanted to say, I talk to Jesus Christ. I just want to thank you for, life, please take care of me, take care of my family, you just talk to him. Just, good morning, it's he hears you. I feel like totally in my heart. And my point about Jesus and the devil, I feel that the devil is real, but not what they're saying it is. I think it's more of a scare tactic. I think that the devil is basically everything bad in your head, the evil in your head, not evil in your head, but like basically anything that drifts you apart from your family, drifts you from your life, from your goals. Basically just stay positive. Always look at the good part, the positive amount of positive points of things. Always be optimistic. Try not to be pessimistic, and always just look at your family. Be happy your family. You have your family. Look at the good things, not the bad things. Okay, and whatever goals you have, pursue them, because I just feel that is what the devil is. I feel it's negativity, complete negativity, that is pushing you into a different direction that's not God. Okay? And that has to do with your friends. That has to do with anything and everything in your life. Always, be optimistic. Always, go forth with your goals and your aspirations, whether it's with your kids, whatever it is, whatever you want to do in life, have a direction. Don't be in the middle of nowhere thinking, oh, is there anything more for me in this world? You know what I mean? Just figure out what you want to do in life. Figure out what you like to do, even if it's art, whatever it is. What makes you happy? You need to find your happy space. And I feel that's what the devil is. It's complete negativity. So once you surpass that, I feel that you will see God at all times, and you will be able to talk to God all the time, and that will increase your faith dramatically. And that's what I have for her.
Basically, look at the cup half full, not half empty. I like that, Q. That was really nice. I'm so sorry. I get so many messages. It's very difficult for me to put everyone on the air, but I will try to have everyone's voice heard. I have something else I'm going to be giving you guys later on to make it easier if you guys want to be heard and you guys just want to. Okay, so this is Bryce. Bryce is from Wisconsin. Hey, Jace, I listen every day. Keep spreading up the good word. I live in the state of Wisconsin, so I feel like I have no voice because I have left-wing radicals controlling our state, bringing it down like Biden is doing to our country. If I say anything about Trump and what he did, I'm automatically a racist. I also like Dr. Q, but sometimes he's a little crazy with the stuff he says. But overall, he makes it fun to listen to every day at work. I would love to be on your show one day if that is possible. I definitely... Okay, and then I responded, I definitely understand. And then he wrote, I definitely didn't think you would reply, to be honest. Thanks again. You guys are giving us hope for 2022. And then he wrote, that's why it's the best podcast out there. I can't wait for it to get huge. Can you tell Dr. Q Bryce said he loves him as a co-host, but does he enjoy losing all the money to you, especially once June comes around then this summer? I'm going to start first responding to that one if it's okay, since you started on the other one. First and foremost, I would like to say you are not a racist. That is what they want you to think, and that is what they want you to feel. You are not, and you are not alone. I will tell you, Wisconsin was extremely tight. It was a very tight race. They cheated. Wisconsin was a state where I believe they cheated strongly. I will be having somebody on the show. He goes by the name of Redneck. He is a streamer. He calls himself Redneck with a Q at the end of it. And he is from Wisconsin as well. He's very outspoken. He's a very proud Texan. He was born and raised in Texas, but he is a conservative in Wisconsin. And you have more people behind you than what you think. I promise you, the majority of Wisconsin voted for Donald J. Trump. If it wasn't for the absentee ballots and your state not following the laws, right now Wisconsin would have been considered a red state. I kid you not. I had the same guy on the show because apparently the lefties, it is very difficult to convince lefties when they're wrong. So I had to bring the hacker that I know that works for the federal government as well as the military. He works as defense. He works in the military as he defends against hacks. And he broke it down to the lefties. The lefties were all pretty shocked on the panel because he broke it down on how easy it was to. He says that General Electric has basically a stronger software to protect than Dominion did. He says none of this was regulated. None of this was checked. It's a private company. It just focuses. But that's not what we're getting to. The point is you are not alone. You are not a racist. And you should be able to feel free to say whatever you want. Of course, I don't want you to get hurt. You got to know where to say it and when to say it. If people want to call you a racist, the simple answer is why. Because I believe that every American should be treated equal. Because I want opportunity for every American. And then you can always debate these people and just say everything that Donald Trump has done for the black community. I mean, if they don't see it, they're not going to ever see it. You're not going to be able to convince dumb. I mean, ignorance is something that everybody has, and the majority of the left is full of it. You're not going to be able to convince them. But that being said, I will give you a voice, and you're not a racist, and you were on the right side of history. You voted correctly. Donald Trump is a great president, was a great president. And that being said, it's sad that we're living in times in this country where people have to be afraid to voice their opinions. That is sad. And I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry that you're in a position like that. I feel for you, but I want you to know that I have a lot of listeners and a lot of them feel the same way. You are not alone. You're far from being alone. Believe me, you have the support of millions and millions and millions of Americans out there. You're not alone. Q, your turn.
Sir. Who's his name again?
Seriously? Do you have short-term memory loss or something? Bryce.
Bryce, I'm doing things at the same time. Yeah, Bryce, how you doing? Thanks for chiming in. So same thing as Jay said. You're definitely not alone. That's 100%. The thing with these people is they're so brainwashed. These people, liberals, flakes, whatever we call them, that don't believe in Trump, don't believe in, it's basically not believing in truth. It's sad because they are just so weak-minded that they don't see the truth in what's really going on. And I analyze this over and over. Everybody calls me, crazy, Q, this and that, here and there. Aliens, this and that. I'm telling you, I am not BSing. I've seen proof, okay?
And to his credit,
I'm not
he
BSing.
says it to everybody. He doesn't care. He speaks his mind, whether people criticize him or not. He says it. He's been on my stream. He has said everything he has said to me. He has said it live to about 30,000 people on Facebook as I'm streaming. So he does not care.
Exactly.
He says what he feels. Go on. Sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to put that out there.
I'm telling the truth. That's the thing. I am so positive that everything I state is the truth. Okay. The only thing that everything I stated about the events, it's just, they're the truth and they're happening and they have happened. It's just that not in the timing. That's the problem. But that has to do with war. So, but like I said, these people are so weak-minded. They are drifters, we call them, where they basically believe anything that's told to them on the media. I hate to say it, but like so many people are just so brainwashed, and you're never going to look like a normal person to them because there's a more majority that are showing that they don't believe in Trump, this and that, than more Trumpers out there or people that believe in Trump and what he has done for us. Maybe they're scared. I mean, look what happens. Like Antifa, I'll never be scared. I don't give a shit, But I'm just saying, like, you got Antifa, you got BLM, you got all these bullshit groups that they don't care. They just try to make you change your mind and they make your life hell. Especially if you have a business, stores or whatever it is. But the point is, you're strong-minded, okay? Same thing. Have faith in God. You're a strong-minded person. You're a smart person, and these people aren't. These people are very easily influenced, and those are the ones. And I hope that you're not taking it, but these are the ones that are going to take those vaccines, and they're going to be just completely. They're going to be like robots. It's pretty much pathetic. That's it.
Seriously? I have to do it again.
Come on, man.
You had to bring in the vaccine.
Well, I mean, it's the truth.
I mean, come on.
I got the vaccine.
I have friends.
So.
I have friends that have taken the vaccine and nothing happened to them.
Well,
Okay,
that's their stupidity.
I will just tell you this much: if your body, if you have a chance of dying, that's a 98% chance of dying, and the vaccine is 95% effective, why take it? That's all I've got to tell you. That's all I can say.
98% not dying, you mean?
Yeah, 98% survival rate. Why would you take something that's 95% effective? Doesn't make sense.
It's the fear factor. That is all it is. It's a big fear factor. They're scaring the shit out of people. That's all it is. These people are not dying from COVID. They're dying for other things, especially if they're
we've had only, apparently the flu has disappeared. We've only had 14 flu cases in the United States of America.
Yeah.
Apparently the flu doesn't exist anymore. Makes you wonder. But yeah, those are the two that I can jump into right now because, I mean, guys, I did do something special for you because my listeners, you guys are extremely loyal. You guys have been the backbone of this show. I want to be able to give every single one of you a voice. And I know that I record, since I'm not on a radio station, it's a podcast, calls don't normally come in. I'm not live. So therefore, I am here to tell you that I have a dedicated phone line for you guys to leave voice messages. So that means I'm not going to pick it up. If you guys want to be on the show, yes, you guys can leave me a message and I'll have my secretary check through the messages, check it out, and then I'll put you on. But that being said, this is a direct line. It'll go straight to voicemail. You guys can leave a message if you want it to be aired or your feelings or thoughts or questions. And me and Dr. Q will be more than glad. He is my co-host. I'm never going to get him off the show. I can't get rid of this guy anyways. But the phone number, the direct line is 310-498-5463. That's 310-498-5463. That is a direct line. You will be able to leave a voicemail and I'll be able to go ahead and I'll put it on air. If it's something you want to comment, and if it's comments or any positive or any questions you want to ask, you can feel free to ask us. Now, Q, did you hear the news in California? I'm hoping Trump jumps on this. The mayor, the former mayor of San Diego, Kevin Faulconer, fucking weird ass name, is running for governor against Gavin Newsom. I mean, he did pretty good when he ran in re-election. He got 60% of the vote of San Diego. You think Trump will back him up? You think Trump will start campaigning for him? He's a Republican.
I don't know anything about this guy.
He's a moderate Republican. He's really good. He's really good. He's a Trump supporter and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just put his bid out for.
I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, he put in his bid. They were able to raise $1 million. So obviously that is.
Sure.
He was able to.
Sure, if he has the right, agenda, behind him. And he's not a false, a fake. I guarantee Trump will, back him up 100%.
It's crazy because if you notice, I find this so interesting. When you start thinking about how the Republicans actually think the Democrats are going to listen to anything they have to say. The Democrats have been waiting for this moment to get power since Donald Trump got elected. And they're proposing the $618 billion stimulus package, the relief plan, and Joe Biden's going to wipe his ass with it. I mean, Joe Biden's going to pretend like he's listening to them, and they're going to go ahead and they're going to vote on it, and they're going to vote for the $1.9 trillion COVID relief plan. I mean, you know what's trending today on Twitter? Line Biden. And everybody's wanting their money. You know why people voted for him? When you offer free money, the libs will come out. Nobody wants to work. See, where the Republicans are open to saying just open the economy. We don't want handouts. We want to work out. We want to work for our money. We just want an opportunity to make money. The Democrats, on the other hand, they want handouts. And we're seeing it because now people are turning on Biden because they're not getting their stimulus, their $2,000 so they could buy a new computer while they live in their mom's house, or so they could put a down payment on a new car. Whatever the case may be, this is just ridiculous. The attack is not going to stop. They're going to continue to try to cancel out Trump. The Washington Post was actually literally put out a story saying that that Donald Trump shouldn't even have a presidential library. That's unheard of for any president. For anybody to even make that claim is ridiculous. And this is where this is where we are heading, in that direction. And for all those union workers that you had faith, those few unions that voted for Joe Biden that had faith in him, I'm pretty sure you guys, that went out the window after the Keystone Pipeline. Mind you, what he ended was a very small portion. It was what was leading towards Canada. He got rid of, let me explain so you guys can understand this clean energy bullshit and climate change that they keep throwing at us. Everything is ran on fossil fuels. From those big fans that you see all over Palm Springs that I've seen personally, the energy that you get from those fans, what are they called? Dr. Q, do you know?
Windmills?
Yeah, the windmills. They all run on oil. If you guys didn't know this, the majority of all these things that they're presenting, they need fossil fuel to make it happen. So again, this is, if you guys do not see what's going on here and how this does not benefit our country, I will give you some numbers so you guys can have an idea on how stupid the pipeline cancellation, the Keystone Pipeline cancellation was. Okay, because listen, I don't BS. I try to give you as much facts as humanly possible. So look, the bottom line is the Keystone Pipeline. What the Keystone Pipeline does is it's pretty much gonna have more truckers out in the street delivering oil. Okay. And then we're going to have more trains that run on fossil fuels, okay, delivering it. And the person that benefits from all of this is who? Who do you think who do you think benefits from this? Who has stock? Who has investment? For example, I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. So Joe Biden passes an executive bill saying that every single government car should be an electric car. Guess what? The day before, Nancy Pelosi traded $1 million and invested it into Tesla. Okay? So you guys can have a clear understanding of the hypocrisy of what's going on in this country, okay? So you guys have like a clear understanding of what's going on. This is all a money game. They are playing a money game. There's nothing here that they plan on helping. They don't care about climate change. They can care less. It's more ways for them to make money in their pocket. That's all. When it comes down to it, that is all they care about. They don't care about the American people. They don't care about clean energy. Because in order to have, if they really cared about clean energy, they'd be talking about nuclear power plants. That is the cleanest energy we can have right now. But it takes a long time and it's extremely expensive to make. And of course, we've had incidents in the past in other countries where nuclear power plants have caused severe damage, and it's only been because of mishandling of those specific facilities. But that being said, this whole climate change ridiculous BS is nothing more than ridiculous BS. Okay? And I want you guys to understand that. It would take to push the amount of I forgot the number exactly, but it would take, I don't know, thousands of truckers delivering oil, as well as thousands of train trips to be pushing this oil when it's going through a clean pipeline underground. Just saying. How does that benefit the climate? It's a good question to ask. I mean, I'm just curious. Q?
Yeah, it's complete BS. It's just they're trying to make you. It's propaganda. Everything with the Democrats is propaganda. They make you. They put certain words and certain phrases to make it look like something that it's not, but it's really something else that is basically the same thing that we're doing. And like you said, the fossil fuel for the windmills. I mean, that's all they do. They have nothing to bring to the table, and they never will. All their agenda is to get richer, richer, and more power. That's all they want. And I'm going to tell you right now, they are going after Trump for anything and everything when they have nothing because they're so scared. Because they know
it's a strong movement.
They know Donald Trump. Huh?
It's a very strong movement. Trump's movement, he's got the backing of the most important thing, the military and the American people.
They know Donald Trump is coming.
Oh, look.
They know he's coming, and he's coming hard.
Texas is ending all taxpayer funding to Planned Parenthood. Look, the only way that I would ever stop supporting Donald Trump is if I found out that he slept with Nancy Pelosi. That is the only way. That is the only way I will never support Trump again. I'm just saying.
Let me say what I'm going to say.
Okay. Go ahead, Q. Since this is your show.
I'm trying to get stuff out, and you always, you say your piece, but then you come to mind. Like, what the heck? So my point here is that if you didn't hear Trump's name and you didn't hear anything that has to do with Trump, then that's when you have to worry, okay? Because then they have no worries, and they're not bringing his name up or anything because they have no worries. But I'm telling you right now, he's doing things behind the scene. I am told by my sources are very, very reliable. Okay, I tend to believe they're very, very reliable. They're not like a typical source that you can just go online and look things up like everybody else. They're very, very reliable. Okay, and I am told that Donald Trump is doing things behind the scenes right now, every day. Okay, he's writing executive orders. He's doing everything that he's supposed to do as a president, but he's not a president for the corporation. Okay, he gave that up. That he doesn't have to. He's going to be the president of the sovereign nation of the United States. Okay, it's hard to explain. It's hard to understand. I know, but you will see what's going to happen, and it's going to be the most beautiful.
You know what
like
is
heaven.
You know what is one prediction I do see happening? There's a guy that I've been keeping my eye on for quite some time now. He's a senator. He's a senator of West Virginia. His name is Joe Manchin. I could see that guy flipping Republican, man. I can strongly see him. He's come out several times, even before Trump came out. Even before Joe Biden stole the election. I will never say that man won the election. But even before Joe Biden stole the election, he always said that he was against the majority of the things that the left-wing progressive is moving towards. And he's always said that he wanted to work in a bipartisan manner. And apparently Kamala Harris tried to convince him on the stimulus, and apparently he ain't having it. Apparently he was like, he wasn't convinced one bit. He goes, this doesn't sound like bipartisan work to me. So I'm just saying there is some Democrats out there that have a backbone. I mean, they're trying to anybody that's the opposite, that represents not the far left. For example, like now Republicans, this is how spineless they are. Some Republicans, even Mitch McConnell, are jumping on Congressman Green from Georgia. That's the new one now. That's the target. That's the new Joe Biden. Because she's rough on the edges. She's tough. She says it how it is. And now they're all saying, oh, we should get her out of the position that she's in. A duly elected congresswoman. This is how dangerous this shit is getting. Okay? I'm just letting you know. Nothing, it's not looking good. Like, this country is not looking good. It doesn't look like the National Guard's going anywhere. Okay? It looks like Nancy Pelosi feels pretty comfortable. At least that's what she's saying.
More in. A lot more.
Yeah, she's feeling extremely comfortable having military protecting her. The same woman that was against the fences, which is kind of ironic, and the same woman that was for defunding the police, and the same party that's always for giving less money to the military happens to need them now. So now they are hoping they stick around much longer. So it's to me, it's extremely interesting to see the hypocrisy of these people, and their true colors just keep coming out, and we just keep seeing it. And I understand Q sometimes, and I understand why sometimes I go up against Q and I get mad at him, because I've never seen anything happen against him, and it frustrates me. It does. It frustrates me. I mean, that being said, Dr. Q does go a little bit out there. I mean, I can't believe I would say about 98% of the things he says. But that being said, I can see why others do. So guys, I mean, are you ready? I mean, I think that by mid 2021, they'll be asking us to wear about 4 masks, according to Dr. Fauci. And at that point, don't even plan on leaving the house, because you'll probably collapse halfway through your driveway if you live anywhere that's hot. You are going to die. Like, you're not going to make it with 4 masks in your face. They're going to keep pushing this. They're going to keep pushing this this pandemic.
It won't last. It won't last.
What's that?
It's going to be over very soon. It's going to be over very soon.
I mean, these rhinos keep making these statements. Like, they keep putting this all over the news. The Hill reported, former Bush officials leave GOP over failure to disown Trump.
Jay,
when you disown Trump, you're disowning the American people. Do they not realize 75 million and probably a lot more voted for Donald Trump? I mean, do these people think that disowning Trump is a smart move for the Republican Party? Do they think that other people's voices don't count? Apparently, they think America doesn't matter, or Americans' voices doesn't matter. It's just crazy and bizarre to me. Like, these people want to force the Republican Party to go back to where it used to be, and that's not the way it works. The American people choose what this country and the direction this country heads. Unfortunately, sometimes machines choose them, and that was what happened in this election. It wasn't really the American people that chose. It was Dominion that chose, and Dominion was controlled by whatever forces may be, whether it's the Democratic Party or George Soros, like Q says, or if it's the elites, or if it's Rome, or if it was definitely somebody that didn't want Donald Trump to be president of the United States. That's for damn sure. Now, who it was, I don't know. I'm not an investigative reporter. I don't have intel within the government. I can only tell you they definitely wanted him out, and they were willing to do whatever it takes to get him out. And they shut down computers all at the same time. And it's very odd the way this whole election was ran. And what I find even more odd is the fact that more people are not involved in this election fraud thing. That they're just sweeping it under the rug, and they want to just like pretend like it never happened, and how they're using the Capitol Hill riot, I mean, to pretty much like try to like throw this under the rug and get the election fraud thing away. I don't know what it is. It's extremely odd to me. Don't know where I stand with all this. I don't know where the country's headed. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I believe Dr. Q or what he's saying. I can tell you that buckle up, because it's going to be a fucking ride. I don't know if it's going to be a good ride. I don't know if it's going to be a bad ride. I don't know what the fuck it's going to be. Okay? So, Q? Yeah, I'm done. Don't ever ask me if I'm done.
I'm not. I don't know when you're going to stop, man.
Well, it's the Republican Nation featuring Jace Haber. It's not the Republican Nation featuring Dr. Q, co-host Jace Haber. Just letting you know.
We'll have like a little bell.
No, we already have your tune. I mean, I wish you had one of these so you could just go. And that's your cue to let me know it's my turn.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead, Q.
Sometime soon. So, the whole situation. Number one, they sit there and they try to say Donald Trump's, lawyers, whatever, they're leaving or whatever. I wouldn't believe anything that you hear that has to do with Donald Trump anymore. I can promise you that. Okay, it's fake news. I'll bet you any amount of money it's fake news. I don't want to lose any money, but I'm not going to lose money, so I'm not worried about it. But I guarantee it's fake news. Okay, there's nobody that is in his, unless they're rhinos. That's the only way. If they they know what Trump stands for and his agenda, and it's to help the people. That is it. To grow the American people, not just the American people, the world. He doesn't want the world to be in poverty anymore. He doesn't want them to be in war. He just wants all good, peace. Okay? And that's what he's going to bring. So my point is that anything that you hear about Donald Trump, I can guarantee it's fake news. Okay? If it's real news, you'll know. Okay? You'll just know. Okay? I can't explain how. Just go by your intuition. You'll know when something's real. Okay? And also, in regards to George Bush, that guy's a fucking rhino anyway. Okay, he was a fucking rhino from day one. His father, him.
I mean, they should be indicted for war crimes.
Yes. Oh no, they believe me. They're indicting. I guarantee you. I guarantee that. But they are rhinos. They are scum of the earth. They are Illuminati that are all about money and how to get more and more money, more power. And I can guarantee there are some serious nefarious things, some disgusting things with kids, all kinds. I can guarantee it. Okay, so don't listen to any kind of media saying anything about past presidents or anything, because they're irrelevant. They're obsolete. It doesn't matter. Okay, Donald Trump is going to bring the war to them. He is bringing the war. And it's going to get worse and worse, and they know it, and they are scared to death. Do not worry. Be prepared for the ride. It's going to be a beautiful ride, a little bumpy here and there, but it's going to be a beautiful ride. At the end, you're going to love it. I can guarantee it.
I can tell you some interesting thing is the pedophiles are being caught all over. The pedophiles all over Hollywood are being caught. Yeah. New one is Marilyn Manson. If you guys don't know him, he's the one that goes, the beautiful people, the beautiful people.
Mm-hmm.
The weirdo? Yeah, apparently he's been sexually abusing a lot of people. Evan Rachel Wood, at a young age in her teens, she says that she was horrified of him. And this is being reported by mainstream media. Apparently it's gone under the radar.
Why? Because they have no choice.
What's that?
They probably have no choice. They can't hide it.
I mean, they're saying that he's tortured them for years.
I'm sure.
So, by the way, guys, don't worry. Don't feel bad, okay? I know that BLM was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. Apparently, for all the riots and everything they've caused and the havoc they've caused, the actual organization, a known Marxist organization, that's caused more havoc in the United States than any other.
It's fake.
It's a real thing. It was by somebody in the Netherlands. Mind you, the Netherlands should probably not be nominating anybody, considering that their whole fucking government is corrupt. But along with that, Trump does pick up another Nobel nomination. So it was a good day for Trump today, too. He picked up another one.
Yes.
For the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, look, one thing people should be scared of, and I would seriously be scared if I was anybody on the left, I would be scared of the fact that he's gone radio silent. Donald Trump has a reputation for going radio silent and then hitting big afterwards. He's done it several times in his life. He even did it when everybody attacked him on the Central Park 5. He went radio silence and then boom, he came out with some other. Donald Trump is a person that gets attacked. He pre-plans. He plans afterwards. He figures it out. The man has a high IQ. The guy is far from stupid. Right now, as we speak, the man is working things behind closed doors. We don't know what he's doing. But silence coming from Trump is dangerous because that is a very outspoken individual. Just saying. And Trump apparently opened up a new PAC, his own PAC, and he raised already over $30 million. Not good for the RNC. Not good for the Republicans. If he's able to raise his own money, able to raise $30 million on his own, this is a man that's going to be able to because people support him. I've supported him. I give him money. I will not give Republicans money unless it's a specific candidate that I like Rand Paul or Ted Cruz. I will not give money. They continuously, I don't know if you guys get these emails from the RNC, continuously requesting money and requesting money. Yeah, I've already unsubscribed to all of it. Unless it's coming from Trump's PAC or from any of the Republicans that I support personally, yeah, I'm not giving them any money. Not giving them any money. I mean, look, oh my God, it's so, this looks like a fucking joke. I mean, even go figure, even the lady, the White House secretary, I don't even, Jen Pask, whatever the fuck her name is, McAnally's, oh my God, what a sad day not having that beautiful face on the podium. But that being said, the other day they didn't even realize that the person that was doing the translations, this is what a disaster their campaign is, was actually a Trump supporter, a hardcore Trump supporter. The person that was doing the sign language in the bottom screen was actually a hardcore Donald Trump supporter. I mean, again, we are just getting the ugly of the ugly in this country right now. You can just tell that this is just something's off with this entire administration, with the entire Biden administration. When you're seeing just the oddness, the weirdness of this whole administration and what they're doing, it's just like, oh my God, it's beyond my understanding. I mean, has anybody seen the picture? Has anybody seen the picture of Kamala Harris' stepdaughter that just got a model contract? Already they're all making money. They're all making money. I mean, let me just tell you how bad and how corrupt the Bidens are. I'll tell you how bad and corrupt they are. The day of inauguration, Joe Biden's brothers were already doing commercials for a law firm. They were already doing commercials using quotes of Joe Biden. They're already making money off of Joe Biden. And it was a firm that was defending a case on energy. And they were already making money on Inauguration Day. People, this is the reality. What they voted for, is a mistake. These people voted for a mistake. I mean, and look, again, you think that they're going to question Pelosi? They questioned the Republicans that were buying stocks, stocks during the time that they were in the committee. Why aren't they questioning Nancy Pelosi? It's kind of odd that she would invest. Why isn't the ethic committee involved in this? Why is Swalwell still part of the Intel committee? Kind of weird, right? A guy that we know slept with a Chinese spy. I mean, this is just, to me, look, they refuse all questions. They refuse everything. It's all, I told you, we were going to be in darkness. Under a Biden administration, we're going to be in darkness. They refuse to answer the simplest questions, as like a simple question from a reporter saying, do you believe that does Biden support teachers returning to school? They can't even answer that simple question. And they get dismissed. No, they refuse to answer it, and then they don't get questioned about it. Just look at the press conferences. The difference between the hostility when Trump was there and now when Joe Biden is there. I mean, it just keeps going and going. I mean, this is a disaster, and the more it continues, I mean, it's just devastating to this country. It's just devastating. Q?
Yeah. So number one, that girl that what are you talking about? The girl that did the poem? Is that what you're talking about?
No, Kamala Harris' stepdaughter, the one with the hairy armpits.
What was she doing for the
nothing? Nothing. She was just sitting there. She's completely and utterly ugly. I was in the arts industry. You know this. I was involved in acting, and I was involved in the whole auditioning and stuff. That girl cannot get a modeling job if her life depended on it. But apparently now it's in to have hairy armpits, be full of tattoos, and look disgusting. And she got
It's not
a
even about that.
modeling gig with one of the top modeling agencies in the United States, if not the
Listen,
world.
Anything they say, I wouldn't believe anyway. Okay, if it is true, it's because they pushed them into it. It's all about the elites, the Illuminati. You know, they do things for their people, and Kamala Harris and Biden, they're definitely part of it. So they're going to make things look like like it's a bunch of cherries, looking all good and everything, but it's not. Okay, behind the scenes, it's not what you think it is. It's all fake. It's all fake.
Stacey Abrams also got nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize
it's
too.
Bullshit.
Apparently they're giving Nobel Peace Prizes now too for cheating elections. I mean, this world's upside down, guys. I mean, this world is upside down. I forgot to even mention that one. Apparently, the Nobel Peace Prize is given to just about anybody. If you create war or chaos in the streets, you're going to get nominated for it. So, I mean, this is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. The world is laughing at us. People kept saying under Trump, the world was laughing at us. They're wrong. The world respected us and they were scared of us. Watch how much power China gains during Biden's presidency. Watch how they're going to start flexing their muscles on Joe Biden, and Joe Biden's not going to be able to call their bluff. And they're going to flex, and they're going to do something about it. Watch.
Did you remember when Obama gave his medals to, like, Ellen DeGeneres, gave it to, who was the other ones? Was Joe Biden? I think Joe Biden was one, I think. Or was he not?
He gave one to his own vice president. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. He gave it to Tom Hanks. It's because what they are. They were the king of the freaking pedophiles. That's what they were. So he was giving them a medal for that.
By the way, guys, I do want to interrupt Dr. Q because this is something I wanted to say because I was a fan growing up. It's a very sad day. Dustin Diamond did die at 44 from cancer in his lungs. I mean, I remember just listening about it. And if you guys don't know who that is, that's Screech from Saved by the Bell. It was pretty sad. It was pretty sad to hear because he felt some pain or something, went to the hospital. 3 weeks later, he died just like that at the flick of a finger.
I knew that was going to happen from as soon as they brought him up. I knew it was going to happen.
Well, I mean, he had stage 4. I mean, it was already.
That's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Come on, Q. This is the moment where you lose the audience.
No, it's not. It's. I'm just telling you.
What conspiracy do you?
Find out it's a bunch of bullshit.
What do you think he died from then? What is the bullshit now?
Number one, we don't. You're going by media, okay? So number one, we don't even know if he's dead. Okay, that's number one. Number two is we don't know what he really died from. Okay, we just know what media is saying. It's not like you heard him sit there and say this and that.
Do you realize how far-fetched you start when you start talking like this?
I don't care how far-fetched it sounds. I'm telling you, you're talking about proof. You need proof for everything.
Come on,
media is completely pushing things out of proportion all the time.
Dude, his family came out. Forget the media. His family and his agent and everybody came out to say that it wasn't that he didn't suffer a horrific death. That it was fast.
Give a shit. Hollywood is a big farce. Hollywood's fake.
Dude, that guy hasn't been part of Hollywood in the longest time. That guy's been arrested for bar fights in Wisconsin.
That's why he's dead, because he was no more use to them.
He was no more used to them. He hasn't done anything since Saved by the Bell, man. What are you talking about?
That's why he's dead. They're not making any more money off him.
Oh my God, you're just insane. You lose people. This is how you lose people.
You could say what you want. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna say what I want. You damn well, but better believe, because I have this little button that says
Hollywood does it.
I have a button right here that it's called mute, and I can mute you at any point in time.
I can mute you too.
I mean, I don't know how you're gonna mute me from my own.
I know. I can mute myself.
I mean, anybody heard what's going on with Mike Lindell? Poor guy. Is he still selling pillows?
This is not. There's nothing here is 100% proof. That's all I'm saying. You can't go by what media says anymore.
I believe them. I believe the man. The man passed away. I was just showing my respects because I was a huge fan of Saved by the Bell, and you had to make this all into a fucking conspiracy. Just like you do. That's how you lose people. That's how you lose people.
I'm sorry, but it is. It's such. Anything has to do with Hollywood, you don't know what the real truth is. I'm telling you.
Okay, so apparently now, listen to this crazy news happening in DC. Nothing surprises me anymore, but Apparently, Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz will face secretive Senate ethics investigation over Capitol riots. They are trying everything possible to silence the right. Now, mind you, Ted Cruz was top of his class, not like Joe Biden, bottom of his class. And he's a constitutionalist. He's one of the few people in the Senate that's actually brought cases in front of the Supreme Court and won them. Okay, and this is the guy they're trying to go up against. I'm telling you, these people are disgusting. These people are trying to tear our country apart. I mean, look, if Donald Trump ends up, which I don't think so, getting inaugurated come March 4th, as Dr. Q said, which he'll lose money on that. But if by any chance, hypothetically speaking, if he does, it would be the greatest thing that can happen to America. If it doesn't, I would be so pissed off that Donald Trump did not invoke the Insurrection Act. And he did not pursue this because he had more than enough justification to do so. He had everything he needed. He had the backing of the American people and he had the backing of the military. And if he had the evidence that he claims he has, he had all the proper tools to pursue that avenue. So that is what is concerning to me. Dr. Q, I know you have your outtake on this, and in your mind, you think yes.
Jay, what I'm told from my sources is that there is, like, all United States, every state has many warplanes going in the sky every day. Like, obviously, you see them, you don't, whatever. But if you go by, I saw a graph where it was actually showing the United States and how many planes are actually going over that are military planes over the United States, and it's pretty much like every damn state. So my point here is that there's so much shit going on that you don't realize it, and nobody realizes it because you're not in the military. You don't know exactly what's going on. But I'm telling you, there's shit that's going on behind the scenes. People are getting arrested every day. I can guarantee it. I'm telling you, shit is hitting the fan. Okay,
so to go back, I'm sorry to go back, so you guys can have an idea about this whole. I'm going back and I'm going backwards here on the whole climate change thing, on the whole pipeline, the Keystone XL pipeline. Okay, so it would be a total. It's either one Keystone XL pipeline or 4,357 gas tankers holding 8,000 gallons of oil, driving 2,687 miles, burning 1,951,064 gallons of fuel per day, or 712,138,579 gallons burned per year, or just having a pipeline. Do the math, folks. What's better for the climate? What's better for the climate? These people care nothing about these people care nothing about climate change. These people care nothing. And I'm glad that there's a young lady that she's actually filing a lawsuit against this whole ridiculous nonsense that we've been hearing on the news about. Well, the executive order that apparently Joe Biden thinks is to have men playing in sports with women. There's people filing lawsuits all over the country. A lot of young girls that are in state universities. One of them already filed a lawsuit. I believe she's in Idaho, which is pretty interesting. That's good because she should be fighting for women's rights. When did the left forget about women's rights? Isn't the left a party of equality? Isn't that what they claim they are? So what happened to women's rights? What's happening to women's rights right now? Do they have none? Are we supposed to forget about everybody who's a practicing Christian, Jew, Muslim, who believes in marriage and how sacred the ceremony of marriage is? Should we just forget about women's rights? Should we just forget about? I mean, to what point is this gonna? To what level is this gonna get to? I mean, to what level is it gonna get to that we're gonna have men in women's bathrooms? And we're going to have women that identify. Let's get something straight here. The majority of people that are transgender, and the reason I keep talking about this subject because it seems to be a hot take a hot topic when it comes to the left. The majority of people that for example, that identify as a transgender, usually males to female. Yeah, I have a 3-year-old daughter. I don't want my wife and my 3-year-old daughter in a bathroom with a male, with somebody who identifies as a female but has a penis in between his legs. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. I'm just saying, I would feel very uncomfortable and very unsafe in that situation. Don't care whose feelings I'm hurting. Again, I don't care. I don't care whose feelings I'm hurting. I will be thinking more of the majority of people than the minority of people. I will not satisfy the less than 1% of the world's population to affect 99% of the rest of the world's population. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Q, your closing statement, because it's about that time. We've been rolling for about an hour and 15 minutes.
Time goes by fast. I mean,
slowly, you were going to say, Sergey?
Like I said, what was that?
You were going to say time goes by slowly?
No, I said time goes by fast.
Okay, go ahead.
So again, just keep your faith, believe in God, and get ready for a beautiful ride. Okay, it's going to be absolutely incredible, and just be ready. It's going to happen. Okay, it takes time. From what I understand, it's almost over, and a lot of people are actually in prison now, not in jail, but they are on watch. They pretty much have monitors on them. Okay, these are congressmen. These are, I'm not gonna say who, because I don't want you guys to think I'm crazy, but shit's happening. Okay, and little by little, you're gonna start seeing more and more people being busted. For pedophilia. It's probably going to be outside of the United States for now, but then it's going to come into the United States, and it's going to start making its way out. And just be ready. It's going to happen, and we got good things coming on. Keep your faith up, and believe in God, and everything will come through.
Well, for me, I will end this by saying there's a plan to everything in life, okay? God has a plan. America has a plan. America's never fallen and not gotten up. We're living in very scary times. We're living in times of fear, and we should not be fearful of anything. The only person that we should ever be fearful of is God. That's it. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. Remember those words said by a great man. Okay, that being said, I would try to find that, as Dr. Q said earlier, try to find that happy space, that space where you feel comfortable in life. Focus on what's going to be in the best interest of your family. Focus on your family. Appreciate the beautiful things you do have, not the things you don't have. Have faith that America will overcome this, and we will figure out a way to get through this. We're not just one or two people, we're millions in the same exact position right now. We will overcome this. Just have faith. If it's not in Dr. Q's time frame as he claims, it will be in 2022. The reckoning will begin in 2022 when we dismantle this entire party and rebuild it from the ground up by electing the right people in the positions of power, people that will represent Americans. And then we will focus on 2024. We must keep the faith. We can't lose faith again, but we can't be hoping for things that are not realistic. That being said, you guys know you can always follow me on all major social media outlets, the Republican Nation. If you would like to send donations, I understand people are going through tough times right now. I'm still trying to expand, and I'm so grateful to everybody who's sending me donations out there. Thank you so much. God bless you. You can send donations directly to my PayPal account. It's the letter A, republicannation@gmail.com. republicannation@gmail.com. I did give the phone number earlier, but I will go ahead and give it again. If you guys want to leave a message, you guys want to have your voices heard, whatever the case may be, you can always leave a direct message at our direct line. It's 310-498 5463. 310-498-5463. God bless you. God bless your families. And God bless this beautiful country we call America.
We will make America great again.